Okay, this is Gumbo. Number 13, Homer Cocktail, doing some vlogging. Number 13. I kind of want to mention a couple things about getting this backlog out there and onto YouTube. I've done a couple of sites. There are a few sites that are purely vlog. Homer Cocktail 076, 4, and 24. And this is probably going to go to Homer Cocktail 34, the YouTube. The Homer Cocktail 12, right now I just did it, I just started the camera again. I kind of want to mention that some of these videos take a long time before they have any views. Eventually, at the first site, I got up to 8,000 views or so. The second site, it's more than 10,000. And Homer Cocktail 24 is starting to get a little bit of trickle. Just a little bit of trickle right now. I don't even think it's 100, but, it's 1 or 2 this day. And this 34 one is, I don't even know if it's a month old. But the vlog I just did for Gumbo number 12, I was talking about when I used to be at school before the Clinton scandal in the late 90s and the impeachment hearings and what was going on. It was a good time to be liberal for a while. We're talking about socially liberal for the most part. And we're starting to, a second term with the Democrat as president. And the Supreme Court just recently ruled that DOMA was unconstitutional, which for a lot of liberals, you don't have to be homosexual to support freedom, okay? If you want to be homosexual and married, hey man, that's what America is. That's freedom. You don't have me out here. I've been single for all practical reasons since the 90s. And, I'm not saying you guys better be that thing too. Only a psycho would do that. Only a fucking psycho would do that, dude. Well, what about the Bible? Yeah, what about the Bible? Solomon was married to 3,000 people. If we're going with the Bible, maybe I should be married to 3,000 people. Anyhow, the point being here, though, is, hey, why do I do this? Why do I do this? There's some YouTube personalities out there, entertainers, singers, vloggers, whatever, political guys. There's a lot of people out there that as soon as they release videos, they're in 5 or 6 figures, no less than 10,000, 100,000 views, within 24 hours of them doing their videos. The most of my videos that I've ever posted has about a little more than 70,000. It's a Nirvana tribute at Homer Cocktail 15. And I have a handful, at least a handful, that have no less than 10,000 views, which is nice. And I never know which ones are going to make it. I've done more than 1,000 YouTube videos. But I've kind of lost this connection, I'm registered as a libertarian politically, by the way. I believe in freedom up until the point that you're damaging someone else's lives, Well, if you believe in, should I have the freedom to murder someone? No, you're damaging someone else's life and permanently, the action of your, what the consequence of your actions are going to be, etc. No, we're talking about common sense stuff here. But that's what this is for me now. I used to be able to go into classrooms, and my favorite classes were seminar classes. I've been in a handful of what's called a seminar class. where it's a little more intimate. We're talking about between 10 and 15 people in a room, and usually the teacher is seated at the table, and the students, it feels like, a King Arthur. I hate to, it might be an exaggeration. It feels like a King Arthur circumstance because everyone's facing each other, around the table, basically. And I kind of missed that, I got a bachelor's degree finally a couple of years ago. I kind of missed school. And even if I ever would go back to graduate school, I kind of wanted to get my master's. I don't think it'll be the same. There's something about being young, but there's also something about being at school during an era where education is valued a little more. And I've heard something recently about the so-called education bubble. If you know anything about economics, there's this thing called a dot-com bubble, more than 10 years ago, where all these dot-com companies had this exaggerated, this real exaggerated value, and it just fucking burst. And once in a while you hear about these so-called bubbles, a real estate bubble of 2008, I think, where values of houses just went boom, skyrocketed, and boom. You get these crazy bubbles. But they're recently talking about an education bubble where education is costing a lot more, but it's yielding a lot less. It's harder to get into schools. The school that I went to in Claremont turns away people that have 4.0s now. I think they did it before, it just wasn't that common. But there's people that have 4.0s that get turned away. And then you finally go through this school for what? You go and fucking the world hates you because you're not masturbating to fucking big petroleum and shit, And you're a little socially progressive, and all the fogies have money and they're set in their ways of, hey, this is the way the world is, and you little kids have to live the way my life was, So, it's not everyone. There's people that believe in freedom and are a little progressive and everything. But I just want to mention that's one of the things that's going on here, is there's a somewhat of a void, and now it's YouTube. Hey YouTube, hey people out there, can't talk to certain family members about certain religious ideas or certain political ideas. Whenever I see them, what are we gonna talk about? Whatever, current events going on, and it's not gonna get too deep. A lot of my buddies from high school, hey, they're gone. Used to have always a couple of buddies, back during the 90s. So we'd drink and we'd talk about life, But here we are at 9 minutes doing this Gumbo thing. And the other thing I want to mention before I close this up, might get to 10 minutes here, is I've had this backlog. I went through the spurt in 2010 as soon as I realized I had enough credits to graduate with a bachelor's out there in Claremont. I started doing a lot of vlogging because my head was spinning with all these ideas that might happen and a lot of reflections of things that already happened. But I want to mention that most of the backlog from back then, 2010, most of it's on. And I still have some more backlog from when this started up again, about a month ago in May. It's almost July here. It's 10 minutes. That's all I got, man. Party on. Okay, just finished Gunk. I think I filmed the last of them yesterday. It's Monday right now. Monday, last week of July 2010. Warm summer now. Pretty hot last week. Before that was drizzly, so it's been up and down. Today I plan to go to the school I went to in Claremont. I'd ordered a transcript, and they called me a week or two ago, said the transcript's ready. But more than that, there's a new registrar there. Maybe she's not so new. Last time I attended classes there was 98. Maybe she's been there for a while. But she sounds like everything was fine with the October diploma, May ceremony of next year for me to have my bachelor's in environmental studies after I transferred classes from community college and state college out here. So this is not the Gunk series. The Gunk series, I went ahead and found out that this graduation was even possible. Then I started in their end and just, got full of all these ideas and memories and everything. So I'm gonna start something new. I'm not really sure what it might be. My first guess was New Start, but I have this other one called Shifting Gears, and I might pick up from Shifting Gears. I might name it something else. But I'm gonna go out there to Claremont, and this I think is gonna be more of a chronology. Gunk wound up bouncing here and there, and including stuff that had happened earlier in the year. And today I plan to start looking for a job again. Technically, I'm the CEO and president of GRP and BE Inc., a Delaware corporation. Because when I took business law in 2005, I had written a couple of novels up to that point. They're at scribd.com/Homer Cocktail. You get a handful of my ebooks over there. I have coming on 7,000 views at this point. Last time I checked, it was 6,800 total views for the books I've written. I've had a couple of compliments, which is